Chairs No Waiting, episode number 511, top episodes of 2018. Two Chairs No Waiting is brought to you each week by the fine folks over at weaversdepartmentstore.com. Drop by over at Weavers and check out. We've got Mayberry's finest coffees. That's right, you can get Sunday morning breakfast blend, Otis's better than home dark roasted coffee, and Mayberry Diner's decaffeinated coffee, all over at Weavers. Check those out, and it's not too late to get your 2019 Andy Griffith Show wall calendar. Head over to weaversdepartmentstore.com and check it out. Two Chairs No Waiting is also brought to you by donations from listeners just like you at Patreon and on PayPal and wherever you'd like to donate to me. Hello, everybody. I'm Alan Newsom, your host for Two Chairs No Waiting, and it is absolutely great to have you here in Mayberry with me. Now, every year around the Christmas season, there are folks getting brand new gadgets. They're getting new cell phones, just all kinds of different little gadgets that let them begin listening to podcasts. At least that's my hope and prayer, that people are actually listening to some of these podcasts. And because of that, I like to kind of do a little review at the end of every year. So last year we had done the 2017 version. This year we're doing the 2018 version of the most popular episodes of that particular year. Now, the way they're determined is basically every episode that was released in the current year, 2018, is now, we're using those to see which ones were most popular. Now, of course, episodes that came out in the last 2 or 3 months have less opportunity to have had more viewers or listeners than the ones that came out back in January of 2018. But all that said, this gives us a good spot to start off with. So if you're brand new to the show, or if you're just trying to catch up with the episodes here on the Two Chairs No Waiting podcast, these might be some episodes you would want to go and check out and listen to and catch up on. Now we're gonna do 2 sets. So we're gonna talk about mostly the episodes that are audio, the audio versions of the podcast, because audio is the main version that we do. Okay, so everything else is just, we do video as well. So we have video version and audio version. So let's get some background music going from the VW Boys, just to cover up some of the background and make us a little more entertaining. Thank you to Tim White and the VW Boys for allowing us to use their music. And let's go and check out the top 10 episodes of Two Chairs No Waiting for 2018. Number 10. This is an episode. It's called Mayberry Just the Facts. That's right. Just the facts. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. So as you might guess, Mayberry Just the Facts is going through some of the things that you could find at mayberry.info on our FAQ section, frequently asked questions. And it's all about, that particular one's all about Mayberry itself, the name of the town. So that was our number 10 most downloaded episode of our audio version of the podcast in 2018. So I invite you to go and check that out. It's number 476. It was released back in May, on May the 1st. All right, so our number 9 episode. The number 9 episode is episode number 460. It's Mayberry Days Trivia 2017 Round 2 Championship. So this was from the 2017 Mayberry Days Championship, World Championship of Trivia. So these are the questions. You can go and listen and play some trivia. This was released back in January, on January the 9th, 2018. So that might be one you'd enjoy going to check out. Our number 8 most listened to is Why Is He Always Ernest T? That was episode number 491 of the podcast. Now on that one, we talk about Ernest T. Bass. We always call him Ernest T. It's not Ernest Bass or anything else. It's always Ernest T. So there was some fun we had just discussing why do they always call him Ernest T. Bass. Okay, so you can go check those out. I think you'll like these. They're fun. or they were fun for me. I definitely enjoyed listening to them. And we had, I don't know, about 600 people listen to this one. So we're not getting like huge numbers of listeners, but that's just the audio version. The video version has another couple of hundred people that might have listened to it as well. All right, so let's see, where are we to? I've lost my place. That was number 8. So number 7 is episode number 480. Now, this was a Rance Howard interview, part 1. Now, this is a great interview that was done by John Lane. And there's 2 parts of this. Rance Howard, of course, is Ron Howard's dad. You can go and listen to this. Part 2 didn't make it into the top 10, but it was, I think, number 13, part 2 of this, which was the second part. So you might go check out both episodes of that, because it's a very good interview. You'll hear some things that you have never heard before. I promise you that. So that, again, was number 7 in our countdown. Number 6 is this episode is in every year. I mean, I think every year since we started this. It's episode number 38. That's right, 38. It's called James Best Interview. Now, this has been in our top 10. I honestly believe it has been in every year since we started doing this. And we get 600-700 downloads a year for this one episode. So this is a love that we all have for James Best. Now, James Best obviously was Roscoe P. Coltrane on the Dukes of Hazzard, but he was Jim Lindsay, the guitar player, here on the Andy Griffith Show. So you might want to go check that out. It's a fairly short episode. That podcast was short. Now, that was released in June the 30th, 2009. So it's been a long time ago. But it's still in our top 10 most downloaded episodes of 2018. All right, so that was number 6. Number 5 is episode number 475, Pop Quiz, The Education of Ernest T. Bass. So it's a trivia show, asking trivia questions all related to the episode, The Education of Ernest T. Bass. I want to do my men knees. Yeah, that's what it's all about. That whole episode is only related to the one episode of the Andy Griffith Show and a quiz based on that episode. So go and have some fun and get you some trivia questions and enjoy yourself. That was our number 5 most downloaded of 2018. Number 4. It's 468. It's Andy and the Mayberry Gang. This is a great article. You'll want to hear this. This is an article about Andy and just all kinds of stuff. Really a fun episode to go and check out. So definitely go and give that one a listen. Andy and the Mayberry Gang. Okay. Number 3. This one is called Southern Sayings. Sayings, not sayings. Sayings. Southern Sayings. It was episode number 477, released back on May the 8th of 2018. This episode has all kinds of things that Southerners say. It's a website I found that had all kinds of questions and sayings that were Southern sayings that I thought was fun and definitely Mayberry related. All right, so go check that out. Our second most listened to, downloaded episode of Two Chairs No Waiting in 2018 was trivia, 25 questions. It's just trivia. So at least a couple of our episodes this year were just trivia question episodes where people enjoy listening to trivia and trying to get them right. So this is just 25 questions that folks just, I think, enjoy getting trivia, see if they can get it right and see how they do. So that one is our second most downloaded episode of 2018. And number one is The Haunted House. That's right. In that podcast, we did a walkthrough through that episode. It's basically just going through the episode, talking about what happened in it, kind of like Kevin Burke does on his Burke on Mayberry podcast, but a little bit more detail and a little bit different. Well, not more detail. I pulled out things that were unusual or things that happened in there. So go and check that one out. and see if you enjoy it. That was our most listened to podcast of 2018. All right. So that is our top 10 list. Now, these episodes will all be listed on the podcast website. So if you go to twochairsnowaiting.com, you will have a link to be able to see all the episodes that we just went through. Okay. So now that's our audio version of the show. So those are the ones that were listened to the most there. So on YouTube, we have a lot of episodes there. So I'm going to just read through these pretty quick and give you the top 10 on that side as well. So if you go to our YouTube page, now I don't know if you've ever done that. I never tell anybody to do that. All the episodes can also be found at twochairsnowaiting.com. The video versions are right there. So it's very easy to see the episodes while you're on there as well. So don't feel like you got to go over to YouTube. You do not have to do that. But if you're on YouTube and you search for the website for Two Chairs No Waiting, there is one there. So if you just search for Two Chairs No Waiting, you will find it on YouTube. Okay, so you can watch video versions on YouTube rather than watching them at twochairsnowaiting.com. So if you go there, let me see, I'll pull it up for our video viewers. There is a video version of all the things. You can even see that I'm live right now recording this episode. So you can go and check out all the episodes ever of Two Chairs No Waiting. They're all on this Facebook page. The videos are all there. It's basically my page. It says Alan Newsome. You will know you're in the right place, but it's twochairsnowaiting.com's Facebook page. And you can go and check out everything there. So let me give you the list of episodes. I'll get some more background music. Let's see. I pulled that down. So let's do this one. Also by the VW Boys. Woo, there we go. We're just going to read through these really quick, but these will also be available in our show notes. So you can go to twochairsnowaiting.com and look for episode number 511, and you will find a list of all these episodes if you'd like to go and check them out, both the audio and the video versions. So number 10 most viewed video version of the podcast was episode number 159, The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. Now in that episode, we went through the movie. We started doing a review of the movie, The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, talking about all the Mayberry characters that showed up in there. So that was our number 10 most viewed video version of the podcast. Number 9 was episode number 279, Jack Prince. Jack Prince was Rafe Hollister. You may or may not know that, but it's an episode all about Rafe Hollister, Jack Prince, the actor and singer. It's about him. So that's episode number 279. Again, all these will be listed in our show notes, so you don't have to remember them, but they will be there, and you can just go and click a link that'll take you and let you either watch or listen to the episodes. Okay. All right. Number 8 was episode number 281, Jim Neighbors interview. Now this is the interview I did with Jim Neighbors. One of the reasons I actually started the podcast is because I had interviews with so many of the cast members, and I thought I need to make these available so that they're in a podcast version. So I did that, and Jim Neighbors interview was one of the original interviews I did before there were such things as podcasts. I did it on an old cassette recorder, and it was a lot of fun. I got to meet him up in the Gatlinburg area of Tennessee. It was a lot of fun. But that's episode number 281. It's our 8th most popular video version for 2018. Number 7, believe it or not, was 310, which was a Mayberry Christmas to All 2014. So it was my 2014 Christmas episode. It was the 7th most viewed episode of 2018. So a 4-year-old video was the 7th most viewed Christmas episode there. So, all right, number 6 is episode number 119. It's called African Americans in Mayberry. Now, what we did in that episode is we actually talked about all the different times that we had African Americans in the scenes on Mayberry, where you'd see folks on the sidewalk. There were folks in crowds. But we talked about that there were African Americans that lived in Mayberry. They just weren't part of the crew that Andy and Barney ran around with. So we didn't see them all the time in the courthouse or over at Floyd's or whatever. But there were African Americans living in Mayberry, and that's what that episode is all about. And it is our 6th most viewed episode of 2018. Number 5 was episode number 148, From Frances to Aunt B. And in that episode, we talk about Frances Bavier and about her being not Aunt B, but just all the different things that she had done in her life, her career, her being an actress, and just we celebrated all of that. So that's a good episode to go back and review from a long time ago. I don't even know. That was episode number 148, From Frances to Aunt B. That's our 5th most popular. Number 4 was episode 413, and it's called Susan Oliver, Prisoner of Love. Now that episode, that video version is all about Susan Oliver. Now she was the prisoner of love. She was the lady that was put in jail that Barney and Andy both kind of were infatuated with because she was so pretty, you remember that. So that's what this is all about. But there is so much about this lady, Susan Oliver, that you probably didn't know. She's an airplane pilot. She had, go and listen to the video and watch the video. That is a really interesting video. A lot of information about Susan Oliver. I almost guarantee you didn't know. Number 3 is episode number 288 of Two Chairs No Waiting, and it's called Ernest T. Bass, Thelma Lou, and a Fun Girl, Part 1. Now, this is from a Mayberry squad car rendezvous when we had Howard Morris, Betty Lynn, and Gene Carson on stage and doing interviews. So this is that's a do not miss episode. You won't see that anywhere else, pretty much. I don't think anybody else has video of this, at least not online. But it was from years ago at the Mayberry Squad Car Rendezvous held in Bradford, Ohio. Go check out that video. That's number 4. That's number 3. I'm sorry. So number 2 is called A Return to Mayberry. Well, that's episode number 422. And I should look that one up. I can't remember. I think that's talking about Return to Mayberry. So go and check that out. The episode, A Return to Mayberry. Go and check that one out. Maybe I just got clever and it's not really about that at all. But it's our 2nd most watched video. So go check it out. And number 1 most downloaded or viewed video version just happens to be the same as the most downloaded audio version. Is called The Haunted House. It's episode number 485. So definitely go and check out The Haunted House. You can either go, like I said, to YouTube, or you can go directly over to our Facebook page, or not Facebook page, our twocairsnowaiting.com page, and look for episode number 485. And you can watch both the video or the audio version. Either one. They're both there for you to enjoy and to have a good time with. So definitely make sure you go and do that. All right. So folks, those are the top 10 videos for 2018, as well as the top 10 audio. So we have got you covered. So if you want to listen, you can listen, or if you just want to watch and see me, I mean, why you want to do that, I'm not quite sure. But we do have people in the chat room here with us on the live shows. So I guess maybe I actually think they get together just so they can talk to each other. But it's nice to have them here and keeping me company. So it's good to have them. But the video versions are just the audio version with a little bit of extra stuff. I try never to make comments too often about the video, because you're seeing a lot of times things I'm talking about, I'm showing a picture, or I'm actually giving information that you can see. So if you are sitting around your computer, maybe you want to watch them. So anyway, all right. So we have another special treat for you tonight, folks. We have the first this week in Mayberry history for 2019 coming at you from our great friend, Randy Turner.
Welcome to This Week in Mayberry History, a report by Special Correspondent Randy Turner of the Gomer and Cooper Pyle Comic Book Literary Guild of the Mayberry Historical Society.
Happy New Year to all my Mayberry friends. Like many Mayberry guest stars, Ronnie Schell had limited exposure in the Andy Griffith Show, but unlike most guest stars, he was a prominent character in the extended Mayberry universe. Ronnie was born on December the 23rd, 1931, in Richmond, California. His original life plan was not comedy, but baseball. He played semi-pro ball and hoped to become a professional player. He gave up that dream when he enlisted in the Air Force. While serving, Ronnie performed in variety shows as a comedian and sometimes MC. After his discharge, Ronnie attended San Francisco State University, where he became a drama major. He appeared in plays while in college. While doing a play in the summer while in school, Ronnie was spotted by a scout and asked to do stand-up at the famed Purple Onion Comedy Club. Phyllis Diller also made her stand-up debut at the Onion, but musical acts such as the Kingston Trio performed on the bill as well. After 5 months in the club, Ronnie finished college and left the Onion to be the opening act for the Kingston Trio on an extended tour of colleges. Afterward, he returned to the Purple Onion and then moved to the Hungry Eye, another legendary Bay Area club. Still based in San Francisco, Ronnie made his television debut in a 1958 episode of the Coast Guard action series Harbor Command. The following year, he gained wide attention when he appeared in an episode of the Groucho Marx quiz show, You Bet Your Life, where, as a contestant, Ronnie told Groucho he hoped to be in show business and gave a comic demonstration of beatnik jive talk. In 1962, Ronnie begrudgingly moved to L.A. at the insistence of his manager. In 1964, Ronnie was cast in the role for which he is best known, Gomer Pyle's more streetwise friend, Private Duke Slater, in Gomer Pyle USMC, a spinoff of The Andy Griffith Show. He played Duke for the first 3 years of the series, during which he also made his first appearance in Mayberry as the exasperated director of the Foster Furniture Polish commercial that was supposed to use Aunt Bee as a spokeswoman. Ronnie was not in USMC during its 4th season, as he left to do his own series, Good Morning World, which aired during the 1967-1968 season, and during which time he also made his second guest appearance in Mayberry, this time as Bernie, the furrier, when Emmett was trying to find an affordable luxury anniversary gift for his wife. Ronnie famously told his unknown Good Morning World co-star Goldie Hawn at the time that her work ethic was too lax to succeed in show business. 2 years later, Goldie won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. After the cancellation of Good Morning World, Ronnie returned to Gomer Pyle USMC for its final season, with a promotion to corporal. During this time, he made the occasional guest appearance on other series, notably playing the agent of the character played by Marlo Thomas in That Girl in 1966. After USMC, he was a regular on the Jim Nabors Hour and has continued to act in various projects to present day. Among his films are roles in a number of Disney movies, including the 1975 film The Strongest Man in the World, the 1976 film The Shaggy DA, and 1978's The Cat from Outer Space. He played recurring characters in the 1980s series Down to Earth and Santa Barbara. Ronnie has also done extensive voice acting, especially for Hanna-Barbera, and is a frequent guest at Mayberry events such as Mayberry Days. Happy birthday, Ronnie. That's it for this week. Thanks for listening. And remember to take Andy's advice and go out there and act like somebody.
Wow, thank you, Randy. Thank you for that great report on Ronnie Schell. And if you'd like to make sure you don't miss any of Randy's great stuff he's doing on the internet, send him an email at turnersgrade@gmail.com. turnersgrade@gmail.com, and Randy will make sure you don't miss anything. I tell you what, Ronnie Schell, I've been able to meet him many times over the years, and he is absolutely a great person. It has been so fun for me to get to know him and his son, Greg. Both of them great folks, a lot of fun to be around. And I tell you, Ronnie is amazing. Just all the jokes he knows. I cannot get over. Of course, that is his job, but I can't remember a joke. I have to write them all down and have them on a notepad, and then I can read them. And, oh, yeah, I remember it then. But Ronnie, he remembers so many and can just come up with them right off the top of his head. So Ronnie is a great entertainer and a great guy. Really nice man. So, well, folks, I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope I gave you some possibilities of episodes you might want to go back and check out or even re-listen to, because maybe you've heard them, but you didn't remember. You don't remember things in them. There's a lot of stuff out there. And I will have all that stuff in the show notes, so you don't have to go and try to dig through and find those episodes. You'll be able to click it. It'll take you right to the episode there at Two Chairs No Waiting, or directly to the video over on YouTube. So if you click it, it'll take you straight to it. So it should have you covered. You should be ready to go. Folks, I would absolutely love to hear from you. You can give me a call at 888-684-8415 and let me know what you think about the podcast. I've been doing it a long time, so maybe there's some things I need to change. It is the new year, so Happy New Year, by the way. And I need to make sure the show has not gotten old and stale, because we've been doing this for 10 years, and I just want to make sure everybody's still enjoying it. So I want to thank you. We've gotten some donations recently, and you will be made executive producers of the podcast coming up really soon. But this particular episode, since it's not a rerun, but it's almost like a rerun. I didn't want to say it. So, folks, have a great Mayberry week, and we'll see you right here on Two Chairs next time. Have a good week.